It's rare for me to get outwardly angry nowadays. I get annoyed easily. I get frustrated easily.
Am I tripping, or does he look like poop?
So much so that I feel like I need to make...
This man literally looks like feces. He's so smooth. What the fuck? Is it me? Help. I need your input. Poop golem. Poop golem. Zero sharpness.
response videos to certain trends on the internet at times, but it's rare for me to actually feel an angry rise within me, especially towards people on the internet. And that's just because I refuse to give energy towards that kind of thing. I reserve anger for other more important things, not faceless Instagram.
You shouldn't be angry about important things. You should do things about important things. Anger leaves you vulnerable to being provided catharsis without solving the problem. I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
Accounts with a profile picture that's a cat or an anime girl. But I saw a post the other day, a series of posts that pissed me off. And lo and behold, they were from Threads.
I've literally never been on Threads. That's the Facebook spin-off. The weirdo Facebook spin-off. Yeah, Facebook's answer to Meta's answer to Twitter. Do I have that about right?
Now I know what you're gonna say. Jaden, Threads is an app where brain cells go to die. If you go on Threads, you must actively be looking to be rage baited. Everyone on there is sub 20 IQ. And I agree with you, which is why I'm actually not on Threads. I simply saw other people talking about these posts and felt the need to make my own response video. Because
he's got the filter for Africa they use when most of the movie doesn't happen there. He's got some Terratone. He put on the Terratone LUT.
They actively demonstrate everything I've been talking about on this channel and on my Instagram account for years at this point.
No, I don't watch movies, Max Power.
And that is that the supposed reading side of the internet is basically illiterate. And as an author who's looking to develop his craft, as an author who wants to strive to achieve even a fraction of the level of talent that F. Scott Fitzgerald has with his prose, as Victor Hugo has with his philosophy and theology, as an author who really wants his books to go down in history as classics, I get increasingly disillusioned with the modern reader. Because I write to communicate ideas.
Getting dangerously close to gamers are over territory. Dangerously close. Veering towards the edge. Oh yeah, I'll do the announcement. Thank you, Bernard.
I write for the purpose of humanistic
Can you write a book on Gamergate? Zoe Quinn already did it. The abortion book.
Inquiry. I write because I love the art form, and I love the opportunities that the art form gives me to convey truths and timeless themes. And that is why this thread post, which spawned...
No, you're limited. No. In any year, you're only allowed to use the words that have been answers in Wordle. You're allowed 365 words for each book. Only Wordle answers. Fuck you.
A bunch of other equally horrendous thread posts pissed me off. It is a woman asking for authors to use easier words in books.
Hey Lois, what's this word?
Evil.
And this one.
Knievel.
And this one.
Was.
And this one.
Born.
And this one.
In.
And this one.
Montana.
If this doesn't prove to you just how idiotic the reading side of the internet is, then I don't know what will. Because we've seen hordes of smut-addicted women sexually harass minors and married men before. We've seen them sexually...
After a hard day collecting coal, they just swarm them.
...assault multiple...
Minors, get it?
...men at one dark romance convention, which included them tracking one of them back to his hotel room. We've seen booktalkers complain about literal YA books having too many words on the page. And that's probably the closest it comes.
Hey, I mean, that could be a visual disability. Maybe she needs one of those little magnifying glasses you can put on the page. Yeah, he looks so soft. Like, ludicrously soft. Like, if you're going for a filmic look, you don't want it to look like it came out of an iPhone or something. You don't want it to be too, like, you don't want to have this digital sharpness, but he looks like fucking Play-Doh. He looks like he recorded this on one of those pocket cameras and turned sharpness down to -2, but then never added any sharpness in post. Just
to the
Lucky Bee was fiddling with her, like, Zoom meeting, like, video stuff. And it has like a smooth skin mode, and it just makes you look like Play-Doh. Makes you look like poop. It's horrible.
Caliber that this post is. Now, this post got thousands of views. It was reshared and liked a bunch of times, but thankfully a lot of people in the comments were ripping this girl to shreds. And I don't condone bullying. I heard that she was kind of bullied off the internet. I don't condone it, but I really hope this teaches her that no.
Stop, you don't. No bullying intended. No bullying intended. Okay? I was really glad that they were fucking ripping her limb from limb. I was really glad that they gaped her asshole wider than a basketball. But I do not condone bullying. Come on. Come on.
Good writers do not write for the purposes of the consumer. That's what publishers want them to do. That's why we get Romantasy novel number 4,500,612. But writers who are truly dedicated to the craft, truly dedicated to communicating timeless themes, do not pander to the mass consumer. The whole point of reading is to hopefully...
I think writing should be fucking totally alien to the experience of the common man, and then that is true art. I'm being unfair, but okay. Mm-hmm.
Educate yourself. It's to expand your vocabulary and expand your ideas. It's to engage critically, emotionally, philosophically with the text. But I want to backtrack this post and talk about how we got here. We got here because group-thinking people on the internet have all pandered to each other and told each other that all reading is good reading. That is not true. If what you are reading softens your brain to the point that you are publicly declaring you want easier words...
Bro's been reading the fucking skin softening tome. It's melting him, dog. It's not just your brain you need to look out for, man. Jesus Christ.
Then no, that is not good reading. That is not critical reading. That is not engaging with the text. There's this idea online that reading any book at all is a revolutionary act, as though you're a rebel for reading words. But this is incredibly reductive, and it ties a millennia-old literary tradition into contemporary modern issues. Issues that make those who fall for this dilution of ideas feel far more important than they actually are. It gives them
Homeopathic intellect. Homeopathic intellectualism.
the
He's zooming.
The aesthetic of critical thinking.
You know this is meant to like blow your mind because he's doing a slow zoom.
Without any of the actual critical thinking. The dilution of words is something that George Orwell talked about constantly, especially in his essay Politics and the English Language, in which he talks about the word fascism and how it has no meaning now except insofar as it signifies something not desirable. The dilution of words and the dilution of ideas allows people to believe they are critically thinking when in fact they are just part of the herd going to the slaughter. And that's why people like this girl who posted on Threads allow themselves to feel as though they are self-important, allow themselves to feel as though they are warriors for reading books, while simultaneously feeling entitled enough to ask the equivalent
You feel like a warrior for writing, though?
Of, hey, please dumb down your books, I can't understand it. But again, the whole point of reading is not to be pandered to, it's to engage with ideas you might instinctively disagree with. It's to engage with the beauty
I don't think so.
of the literary tradition.
The whole point of reading? No.
And yes, to expand your vocabulary. If you don't know a word, go grab a dictionary. Better yet, look it up on Google. But now
Oh, I don't know about that. Pay for a subscription to a legit dictionary. Get an OED subscription. When's the book from? You might be horribly misled doing that if you look it up like that, depending on when the book's from, or when the writing's from. I'm just saying.
we get to the post that really pissed me off. And yes, again, I understand it's Threads. People who consistently post on Threads are not exactly the pinnacle of intelligence.
Granted, anyone who's being honest with themselves would understand that Booktok is not exactly the pinnacle of intelligence either.
But this other individual posted in defense of the original girl. And not by offering a different perspective, no. She legitimately says there's nothing wrong for people to want easier words in books, and that people who disagree with this should check their ableism. This perfectly demonstrates people who disagree with this
Misty Franklin.
should check their
Just what you'd expect. It's almost too perfect.
ableism. This perfectly demonstrates the horseshoe theory. You know, that theory about people who are so radical in their beliefs that they end up at the exact same point as their supposed opposition? Because this woman is crying out about supposed ableism while exposing herself as the most ableist person in this conversation. Because implied in this post is that disabled people are incapable of understanding larger words.
No, not really. She's clearly referring to people with disabilities specifically relating to this. learning disabilities and whatnot. It's a silly claim she's making, but no, that's not happening there.
And I posted about this over on Instagram, go check out my account. But the amount of people in the comments who were either autistic or have some other kind of special needs who were absolutely roasting her was insane.
Hello, Meme Copium viewers. Have you been drinking your Coca-Cola today? It's obvious. Wow, this bitch thinks people who can't walk can't read. No, she's clearly talking about learning disabilities. Like, her point's ludicrous, but look, stop.
But this is just another piece of evidence for the true point that people who overly victimize themselves or overly victimize others ultimately end up as the most discriminatory people. And again, this is not a one-off event. We've seen this with the masses of people.
This is amazing.
On Booktok who say that if a paragraph is a bit long, they're skipping it, or they only read dialogue. This just flows into the reality that Booktok is a place of complete toxicity. It's a place where masses of people organize literal boycotts against authors.
Literal boycotts! This man aspires to be the next great contributor to the Western canon. Using phrases, they organize literal boycott, as opposed to fucking what?
Who have one opinion that differs from theirs. It's a place where relatively large creators have full-on Discord groups dedicated to sending hate to other people. It is in fact a place where the poorest quality of books allows these people to LARP as intellectuals, to live in the aesthetic of critical thinking without any actual critical thinking and
he's zooming again.
Any actual intelligence. But
We got like a lens warp too this time.
I want to end this video on an encouraging note, because I've seen people talking about this issue. I've seen them rightly making fun of these people who posted these threads. But I want to encourage my fellow writers out there. Do not write for Booktok. Do not write for the people who will never understand the big ideas in your books. Encourage them.
Never make money. Dumb. Don't make it your life. Rinse these hoes. Write for Booktok. Fucking rinse these hoes and use the money you make from that to write what you want to write. Silly.
To understand it. Encourage them to educate themselves enough to get to that point, but do not write for them. Write for a love of the tradition. Write to engage in humanistic inquiry and timeless truths. Write to communicate your ideas about what you've observed in the world. And have fun doing it. Don't write for the sake of banal tropes. Don't write just because the majority of Booktok
needs to be on a that needs to be his merch. That needs to be on a t-shirt. Don't write for the sake of banal tropes.
Are addicts. Write for a love of literature. If enough of us do that and enough of us continue to push back against this tide, we will win. Because the tides are already changing. A few years ago, if you criticized Booktok, you would be bullied off the internet. But now we see a ton of people coming after them for the repugnant community that they are. And hopefully in the next few years, we can replace that with something truly meaningful. Hopefully we can replace it with a community of people dedicated to the true art of literature. But this will only come if we keep fighting. Hey guys, it's me, Jaden, and this is the place for all things literature.
He's suddenly become pink. Brown. Pink.
Money. They prioritize trends over truly great literature. And that's why we consistently get slop like insert fairy smut novel number 7 million. But true literature was never about trends. It was about...
Okay. That is moody as... I thought my lighting setup today was moody. Like I thought this was moody. Bro is an avatar of darkness. 2 videos. Booktok and the downfall of modern literature. 2 videos. He just launches one a year.